G'day everyone, Paul here with another video. It is Saturday the 27th of November 2021, about 10:50 a.m. I'm in a small town here called Yambuk, which is approximately 50 kilometres west of Warnambool in Victoria. Stopped here last night. I'll just give you a quick look. It's just a bit of a truck stop there. There's a bit of a picnic facility happening. Trudy and I have been playing here. There she is. There's my moo under the van. How are you, sweetheart? She sleeps under that, so I never have to worry about her going astray here because she knows the van's her home. Anyway, we stopped here last night after a drive from Mount Gambier. We decided, Trudy and I are on a bit of a road trip at the moment, having about a week and a half off. So we decided we were heading across. I thought, check out the South Australia border, see if it's still open or not. So we went down the Princess Highway to Mount Gambier. Turns out the borders are still shut. Not as strict as they were, but the police officer was very nice. She explained what was going on with it all. Had no idea when the borders were going to open up again. So anyway, so we're driving back from there, and a bucket of water got spilt. Trudy's bucket of water, usually it sits on the front here, just on the bottom there, hooked onto the glove compartment, and that spilt. So I was really annoyed, pulled over, started to clean up the mess, and then I noticed the lights that are plugged into the C-Tech charger were going off and on. I thought, what's going on here? And I could hear the alternator sort of revving up and down, or the engine of the, I thought, what's going on here? So I wanted to check the back of the van here because I've got all the battery stuff here. I don't know if I can open it. Oh yeah, it's open. There's all the battery stuff. And I noticed the hazard light was going on the C-Tech, which is there, the charger, DC charger. So I thought, that's odd. So I didn't have the key for the back, so I had to go underneath. I've got a, anyway, I grabbed the key and I noticed underneath the van that one of the bolts that holds the manifold onto the exhaust pipe was glowing red hot. I thought, what the fuck is that? I couldn't understand it. And yeah, it's going crazy and everything. So I had no idea what it was. So I went in the back of the van here, and I moved this cabinet out the way. And when I did that, guess what I found? Oh, that's right too. When I was underneath the van, I noticed there was, I smelled burning smell, and I noticed smoke was starting to come out from underneath the van. So I quickly decided to check the battery. So I pulled the cover off, as I have there, and I found this. I don't know if you can see that, but the cable had all melted. See here, right there, it's all, see, exposed wire. It was, this whole cable had all melted, but what I did notice is as soon as I took that cover off, all the lights came back to normal, and the smoke stopped, and the bulb that I said was glowing went out, so it was normal. So it looked like that this battery lid had been shorting somewhere on here. Notice here, this is just all cover to protect the positive terminal, but somehow it didn't, and the battery lid was shorting on that, and almost started a fire, and I absolutely freaked out. I was scared the shit out of me. I thought, oh shit, the van's going to go up in flames. So yeah, but as I said, when I took the lid off, it stopped, and the smoke stopped and everything, and that was, yeah, and it was, yeah, you can probably see it a bit there. I don't know if you can see that. That's exposed wire. But I've checked the engine compartment, and apparently that wire, the battery terminal, goes down to where it bolts onto the engine. Thank God it's a negative terminal. It's an earth terminal. If it was a positive terminal, it would have been a completely different story. There's no one who could have stopped it. Didn't even have any wire cutters to cut the cable from the battery terminal, which is one thing I will do carry in future if it ever happens again. pair of wire cutters and just snip that wire as quickly as possible. Because that's how a lot of vans and cars catch fire, is because can't disconnect the battery, and that's what starts the fire. But this one, thank God, it was only the negative terminal. Runs down to where it bolts onto the engine, and that whole wire is a bit, yeah, it's pretty much frazzled like that, fried. But it's easy to replace, and like I said, thank God it's a negative terminal, so if it touches anything on the body or anything like that, it's not going to make any difference because it's all grounded. But like I said, if it was the positive terminal here, it would have been a completely different story. So what I'm going to do is, when I get the chance, I'm going to buy, I've got new cable back at Gary's place, and I'm going to replace that entire negative wire, and it's fine. I've checked all the other wiring, and all the other wiring is fine, no problem. In fact, where it does cross over between a positive and negative wire, that part of the negative wire actually is intact. The covering's still there. It didn't fry that bit. Thank God for that, you know. But when I'm thinking about it, if the bucket of water hadn't tipped over and I hadn't pulled over to clean up the mess, I would never have known this was happening, and it could have been an absolute disaster. I could have lost the van. So thank God for that. There's definitely God in this. I can't explain it. It's just, I've seen so many cars just go up in flames because of something like this, and thank God mine didn't. This is my home. If I ever lost it, it would be stuffed. So yeah, could have lost the van and everything in it, but thank God. And I do literally mean thank God, because I can only explain that he must have warned me somehow. I don't know. Maybe tipped the bucket over. Maybe Trudy did. He caused Trudy to tip it over. Anyway, the end result is pulled over, cleaned up the water, and then I've discovered the problem. So I was shitting myself all last night because I managed to sort of check it all out and everything's fine. When I took the cover off and it stopped shorting, I pulled over a couple of times just to check to make sure that bolt wasn't glowing and the wire wasn't getting hot, and it was all fine. Ran like a dream, not a problem. So like I said, thank God it's only the negative wire that fried and not the positive wire. Otherwise the positive wire could have been a disaster. Anyway, so we're at Yambuk here. I'm going to keep going. Trudy and I are going to travel. I don't know where we're going this time. Probably heading to Warnambool, do a bit of shopping, and then see what happens after that. So Paul signing off with Trudy. Hey Trudy. There you go, Moo. We're going to sign off and hit the road again. Cheers. So yeah, catch you later. Bye. Say goodbye, Trudy. Goodbye, Trudy.